Yeah, he should have stayed away. I think all the politicians should have stayed away, and they should actually go back to their constituencies and do a day's work, rather than be on this PR train of how can we spin to politicize any kind of news release that's going out. I used to own a brewery, shut down during COVID, thankfully, because it got to the point of either having to take on COVID relief loans, bounce back loans, etc., which would have had to be repaid, but didn't want to take on that noose, shut it down. The amount of small brewers who have shut down in the last year because of the energy crisis compacted or compounded with the fact that they had to start paying back those bounce back loans and what have you. There have been more breweries that have shut down now in the last year than there were during COVID. I managed to kind of dodge that bullet, but now I'm a publican in Wimbledon, and yeah, just seeing alcohol duty going up today, which as a group, the group that I work for, probably the biggest pub company in the country, we've been bulk buying from our suppliers for the last 2 weeks, preempting the alcohol duty increase.
So then the Prime Minister comes today.
And it's a kick in the teeth to the consumer, really. Well, to the entire industry. And that's why I heckled, because it's just, he's politicizing this lovely event for, votes based on a beer duty relief, which is linked to cask ale, not lagers and the general alcohol industry, the spectrum. So if you look at a lot of publicans in the sector today, cask ale represents maybe 2%, and that's what they're politicizing, saying, oh, but we're keeping this at, or dropping it by 11% or whatever they're saying. I don't even know, don't care to know, because it's all lies anyway. The overall increase is 10.1%, and that's going to be knocked on to the consumer. So in the last 2 weeks, I've been partaking in price surveys against competitors in my local area, and we will be raising our prices. Within the next 2 months, our prices will go up because of the decision by the government to raise alcohol duty.
So what did you shout at the Prime Minister when he came down? He was pulling a pint.
I just shouted out that it was, the irony that he's at this fantastic beer festival today, talking about beer relief when alcohol duty goes up today.
And what difference will it make to pubs and breweries across the country? The duties going up on the top of all the other, heating costs have gone up, grain costs have gone up for breweries, and that's all being fed through.
Look, you've mentioned a couple of different contributors into the entire industry. So brewing is a hugely energy-intensive industry, very reliant on grains going up. That's one side of why there's been so many breweries shutting down. Then you look at the publican side. Really, it's not going to make a huge difference on. Look, publicans are being absolutely lambasted left, right, and centre. I know of fellows in the industry who are taking out 50% of their lighting, so their pubs are 50% darker, just to cut on energy bills. I'm in a position I don't have to do that. That's fine. But end of the day, your big groups aren't going to just absorb that margin cannibalization of profits. It'll be passed on to the consumer. So it's the consumer, the voting British public, who are going to be absolutely pinched again, yet again, by, and I don't really care for politics. I'm not conservative, not left or whatever. It's just these politicians are all lying scumbags at the end of the day. Whether you're Labour, Conservative, people should be out in the streets with pitchforks at this point, going on to Parliament saying, you are all utter scum. They are all self-serving. I don't want to be using profanities, but it's disgusting.
And do you think it'd be better if you just stayed away today, if you hadn't come for his
No,
photo
because
opportunity.
if he had stayed away, well,
Yeah.
I thought me stayed
No,
away.
not you. No, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, he should have stayed away. I think all the politicians should have stayed away, and they should actually go back to their constituencies and do a day's work, rather than be on this PR train of how can we spin to politicize any kind of news release that's going out. It's. I think the political system's broken, and find an honest politician, you'll be looking for, days and years and until you are well into your grave, 6 feet under.